Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are in Act 2, Scene 1 of Sejanus' His Fall today, and we get to hear from Sejanus. Now, if you remember, Sejanus wanted Eudemus to woo Livia so that he could learn Drusus' secrets, but then while all of that was going on, Tiberius also said that he didn't want a statue erected of himself, but he was okay with having a statue erected to Sejanus because Sejanus is so awesome, which the peanut gallery totally disagreed with. So Drusus got up in Sejanus' face and threatened to crucify him and challenge him to a fight, but the fight didn't actually happen. But at the end of Act 1, Scene 2, Sejanus swore revenge on Drusus. So he didn't like Drusus much to begin with because he wanted to get to him through Livia, but now he really doesn't like him. So, Act 2, Scene 1, we are at Eudemus' house. We're like in the garden out at Eudemus' place, and Sejanus and Livia and Eudemus all enter, and Sejanus is saying to Eudemus, like, oh, you're so great, and the things that you've done for us as the physician to Livia, this is amazing, you're so wonderful. And Livia echoes all of that, you know, you've been so wonderful to me. And then she's like, and now about this potion that we're supposed to give to Drusus, who isn't my husband anymore. So some time has passed, but we don't know exactly how much. And was it a divorce? Did she just pick up and leave him? Anyway, questions to be answered in your specific production. But we know that Drusus and Livia are not wed anymore. But they all agree that she can't give this potion to Drusus because she's not his wife anymore, so she can't just be like, oh, honey, drink this. They agree that Lygdus is the right person to deliver the potion because he's an eunuch and he's Drusus' cupbearer, so they're like, yes, he has access, he'll be able to give this potion to Drusus. And Livia's like, yeah, but it might take some convincing to get him to do it, because he can be a little stubborn and whatnot. So Sejanus says, send him to me. I'll work him. Royal lady, though I have loved you long, and with that height of zeal and duty, like the fire, which more it mounts, it trembles, thinking naught could add unto the fervor which your eye had kindled. Yet now I see your wisdom, judgment, strength, quickness, and will to apprehend the means to your own good and greatness. I protest myself through ratified and turned all flame in your affection. Such a spirit as yours was not created for the idle second to a poor flash as Drusus, but to shine bright as the moon among the lesser lights and share the sovereignty of all the world. Then Livia triumphs in her proper sphere, when she and her Sejanus shall divide the name of Caesar, and Augusta's star be dimmed with glory of a brighter beam. When Agrippina's fires are quite extinct, and the scarce soon Tiberius borrows all his little light from us, whose folded arms shall make one perfect orb. And then there's some knocking at the door. Who's that? Eudemus, look. Eudemus leaves. 'Tis not Drusus, lady, do not fear. So most of this is an ode to how awesome Livia is. He starts out by saying, you know, send Lygdus to me and I will convince him to give this potion to Drusus. And then he switches over and he's like, Livia, you are amazing and I have loved you for a long time and you are beautiful and you are bright, but I'm just now starting to realize exactly how smart you are. You are the kind of person that is going to get what you want. You can figure it out. Exactly what you need is what you're going to get because of your own spirit and wisdom and judgment and strength and all these sorts of things. He's like, you deserved so much better than Drusus. You deserve me because we can both rule together. Like we can share the title of Caesar, we can share the title of emperor, and you know, we're going to be the brightest star in the sky. And everybody, especially Tiberius, who's soon no longer going to be the emperor, are just gonna, they'll all look up to us and they'll be taking their light from us because we are so great. And then there's a knock at the door, so he sends Eudemus to go and look at the door, and he turns to Livia, and she's like, don't be afraid. And she's like, oh, like, I'm not afraid of Drusus anymore, and I don't love him anymore. Like, both of those feelings went out the window, like, toot sweet. So anyway, Eudes has gone to see who's at the door, and he comes back saying, it's a messenger, the emperor has sent for you. So Sejanus is like, excuse me, one quick second, I have to go and see what all this is about. But then we get some like gossip time with Eudemus and Livia, because as her physician, like, we tend to think of physicians now as medical doctors. Medical sciences weren't necessarily that advanced back then, at least not in comparison to what we have today. So a lot of what he would do was he would make fusi for her, which I looked that up, and these days it's a kind of fungus. But back then it was used for its reddish brown colors to make like rouge, to make like blush and things like that. So he's been making all of these things for her to put on her face, moisturizers, blushes, lotions, all kinds of stuff to fix various ailments. So she's like, oh, how do I look today? And he's like, oh, you look good. That fusi is still working for you. And he's like, here, let me just like touch it up a little bit. And she's like, oh, you're messing it up. He's like, no, I'll fix it. I'll get one that has a little more white in it, and we'll mix them together and everything will be fine. So he's like applying this stuff to her face, and he goes to fix it. And we will get a little bit more of this like girl talk beauty shop gossip type stuff from Eudemus in tomorrow's monologue. So I will see you then for that. Mwah.